Hello beautiful unicorns, welcome back to my channel and to this kind of requested video which I am absolutely flattered and excited about. A while ago I did a what I think the 3502, that is the worst name ever, what I think that palette should have been. I will leave that up here. And when I did that video you were like, we would love to see you do this take on some other palettes as well. And when I talked about new releases and whether or not I'm gonna buy them, I will also leave that up here if I remember it. I talked about the Violet Voss Taupe Notch, I think that's right, and I said that I thought that it was, it's a total snooze fest. So I said I was not gonna buy it, and also I was like, would you like me to do a take on that palette? Because there's so many cool tones. It seems like Violet Voss is like cool tones, people like neutrals, we don't know what we're doing, so we're just gonna release a whole palette full of somewhat cool tone browns, and other colors can be cool tone too. I get the idea. I get the idea that they're releasing a palette that has wearable cool tones to make people ease into it, because a lot of people are afraid of cool tones. There has been a craze of warm tones lately and most people do like warm tones and they want to keep wearing warm tones. So I do get the thing with doing a wearable cool tone palette. What I don't get is why the whole palette is brown. Why is the whole palette brown? And it's like the same shade of brown as well. I don't get it, and it's kind of a pricey palette. I don't know exactly how much, but it's kind of pricey, it is kind of big. If you wanted to do just a top colored palette, you could have done a 9-pan palette, to be honest. So I'm going to show you some options of colors that I think should have been in the palette, or let's be honest, let's just release this palette instead, because I don't think that that many people are that excited about a palette of that price where the shades are so similar. I think people want a bit more depth and dimension, and I'm not getting it. So this is the palette that I came up with, and you're maybe looking at this thinking, where's the brights? I wanted to keep with the idea that I think that Violet Voss had. I think that Violet Voss wanted to make a wearable cool tone palette, and I think that is admirable, trying to make people to wear cool tones more. I think that's great. But when they're calling the Taupe Notch the cooler sister of the Holy Grail, it's kind of a joke, because the Holy Grail has more colors, more depth to it, even though it's still a neutral palette. So these are the colors. Even, to be honest, I could just have worn this palette alone, let's be honest, but I think that these are the kinds of colors that they should have incorporated in the palette, because these are the kinds of colors that people are not afraid of. Even though people like warm tones, they will still wear colors like this, and these are also wearable together with warm tones if you want to. I just wanted to show you that things can be wearable and not be brown. And I hate the word wearable, but I'm using it because it's a term that's well known. But I think everything's wearable. I think this look is wearable. By the way, I did film this look, and I will try to leave that in the cards as well if I remember. But I'm just saying that I tried to keep with the theme that is a wearable palette that people would wear on an everyday occasion, but not making an all brown palette, because I don't really think that everyone is looking for that. If you really wanted a cool tone palette that was more colorful, you could definitely go in with more plums, purples, lilacs, dusty pinks, and so many colors. There are cool tone reds as well, and raspberries. But then I think you would step out of the comfort zone for a lot of people. So this is more in the comfort zone. If you just took this 9-pan palette and just pluck this out and put it inside the Taupe Notch, I think that people will still be like, oh, that's an everyday palette. I know what to do with this palette. I know what I would do if I got this palette. I think this is a fun little 9-pan palette thing. So I'm going to swatch it for you. I'm going to swatch it to you. Who am I? Not English speaking, that's for sure. And I'm gonna tell you why I picked these shades and how I think that they would match together. This is Divina Acapulco. This is like a cool toned shimmery green, and I think that a light toned green like this would be so pretty, because this is a green without having too much yellow in it, and this goes so well together with those cooler toned greens as well. I think this would be so pretty. This is actually almost a dupe for the electric in the the subculture, by the way. If you're looking for something like that, this is definitely along those lines. I'll have to tell you, even though this is not a duochrome, but this is almost like that one. This would be perfect as an inner corner highlight, or as a, if you're doing more of a colorful look, or even as a, what was I thinking? Even as a lid color if you were doing a green look. Next shadow is a true chameleon, and this is Unexpected by Makeup Geek. I love this shadow. It is a gray with a purple undertone. It is absolutely stunning. It's very pigmented and easy to blend, and I don't know if this swatch is making it any justice, but it is a gray with a purple undertone. This can be the transition shade for the cool eye look of your dreams. It doesn't have to be a cool brown. This one goes with purples, with greens, with browns, with grays. Such a versatile color, and if you want to get into cool tone looks and you don't know where to start or what color to start with this one, Unexpected by Makeup Geek. It's beautiful. Next color is a bit of a wild card, and this is Pistachio by Luxie. I think that this color is one of those colors that if it was in a cool tone palette, people would be like, oh, that's so unique. And something can be unique without being like a bright blue. This is a cooler toned pistachio green. It is a matte and it is absolutely stunning. This would be so perfect to start out a green eye look with, especially if you're working with cool tones. I think a shade like this would make just as much of a buzz in a cool tone palette as the bright matte yellow one in the Sunset palette by Natasha Denona. I think this has the same kind of uniqueness to it, so I think it's really beautiful. Next shadow is Team Captain by Colourpop. This is a beautiful, cool tone, mid-tone, lots of tone there, forest green. It is absolutely stunning, and this would be a perfect matte color to bring into a palette if you just don't want to have matte browns. People are not afraid of matte greens. People are not afraid of greens at all, and this would be a great addition to a palette if you want it to be cool tone but still not scary. I think that people would love a shade like this in a cool tone palette. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Next shade is a shade that seems like it's just taken out of the palette directly. This is Deep Merlot by Coastal Scents. Only difference is that this is only $2. This is a beautiful shimmery taupe color. I just wanted to have this in here because if you were interested in the palette and you want to get a good shimmery taupe but you don't want to get the whole palette to get that, this one, Deep Merlot by Coastal Scents, will only cost you $2, and it's absolutely stunning. I also wanted to put this in the middle of my palette to show you how good any of these colors that I will show you would have actually been together with the existing shades in the top notch. So I wanted to have this in the middle so you could see how good this color scheme could have been. Last color in this row is His Sweater by Luxie. This is a stunning color. It is from the Autumn collection. It is a cool muted seafoam green. Ugh, this is so pretty. I think that this is the cool pop of color that wouldn't have been too intimidating. You could use this on an everyday look with a cool brown crease and just white matte in the inner corners. That would be absolutely stunning. If you use this in a smoky eye and just pat it in the middle of the eye, it could be just a great stunning evening look. I think this is the kind of color as well that people would love to see in a cool tone eyeshadow palette that is wearable and unique but not too scary and bold, because not everybody wants that. I think this one is a really pretty color, and this all together, His Sweater by Luxie, it's a really nice color. I mean, you can see. Next color is Enchanted Forest by Makeup Geek. I love this color. This is the darker sibling to the dark, like the matte green I showed you before. It is a matte darkened forest green. It builds up beautiful with the brush. It blends so nice. I love wearing this color in green looks just to deepen it up. Like this and this, and then this, or this and this and this would be so great together, or as a halo eye, or a smoky eye, or a half cut crease. Such a beautiful shade, and I think it would have fit the theme so good. Next shade represents another color scheme that I don't know why it wasn't in a cool palette. This is Plummet by Sydney Grace, which used to be Feather River Body. This is a deep matte plum. Still gonna do my review and swatches on this brand. I'm still trying them out though. I feel now that I have tried a lot of the shades. I will try to film it next weekend, just give me a little more time, but it is coming. I haven't forgotten, just I wanted to make sure that I actually knew what I was talking about when I did the video, so Hold on, it's coming. But I don't know why plums wasn't. Like, plums is something that people love. Cool tone plums would have been so nice in the palette. People are not afraid of that, and that could be part of the neutral palette, but still be some kind of color variations. And this one is really nice. You see how smooth that's swatched? So yeah, plums could have been great. And also this one, this is Dark and Starry Night by Beautyscape Cosmetics. This is one of those super shimmery, like graphite grays. This is one of those colors that will transform your look from day to night in 5 seconds. If you have a palette, like if you had a palette that had a lot of cool tone neutrals and you had like just a matte eye for the daytime, then just come home, take this on your finger, you just pat it over, and still having the neutral crease, you have an evening look in 3 seconds. One of these colors with just a matte crease are so beautiful and just easy to just pat on with your finger. I don't know why they didn't take the opportunity to include any of these more like galaxy shades in the palette, and grays altogether. There are no grays in the palette, and I don't know why. So this is what I picked out. I feel like these are wearable and still colorful shades within the cool tone family spectrum. I just feel like Violet Voss, they wanted to do a cooler sister to the Holy Grail. I think that's awesome. I think that's so cool and admirable, trying to make people get into cool tones more. But I think they missed the mark. I think that people now see cool tones as a snooze fest, and it's really not. I think instead it should have taken the opportunity and made a palette that had as many different colors and textures and depths as the Holy Grail has, but just cool tone. And I feel like if they incorporated something like this, they could have achieved that. But now it's just a doo-doo palette, and I don't think it's gonna be a big hit. That's just me. And if you have the palette, or if you bought the palette and you love it, don't feel like I'm trying to bash you. It's just me. I'm just not into neutrals. It's just a personal opinion. I love neutrals on others, just like it's not my taste. And I have no problem with other people using neutrals. I am actually trying to get more into neutrals because some people are so skilled with neutrals, and I just don't know what to do with them. Thank you so much for watching though, and thank you for being here. And if you're not subscribed already, the button is down below. I'd love to have you. I do upload videos every week, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, don't forget to comment and tell me how you feel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!